One of the main reasons why I didn't play club soccer was because there was no resources for that. I grew up in a small town of 5,000 people where there were no girls' club teams. And to this day, there are still no girls' club soccer teams. The nearest club team was an hour away. And given the financial state that my family was in, it was not possible to make that happen. And I didn't even know what club soccer was when I was that little. I just played soccer because I loved it. And once I started falling in love with it at the age of 7, I started playing with my primos every single day, literally recess, at parties, at quinceañeras, like everything. You would see me playing with all the boys soccer. And I actually eventually joined a team with them where we would just play here locally and amongst ourselves. And that's how I started to play. And I actually played with them up until about 8th grade. So when I got into about 8th grade, I went to play in a tournament away in a neighboring city with them. And that's where I got scouted by one of the girls' club coaches. And he actually approached me and my family after the match. And he was like, hey, like, would you want to play on our girls' club team? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just there, like, starstruck, staring at my dad, like, you know, like, what are you thinking, you know? And he was just like, I mean, it sounds like a great opportunity, but it's going to be too expensive, you know, like, what are the costs going to be and things like that. And obviously that was a big reason why that didn't happen, right? So then the coach goes on to say, don't worry about that. We'll put her on a scholarship. The only thing that you have to take care of is taking her from our town to the city, which was an hour away. And mind you, like, my parents, they worked 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., right? So they would work all day and then they would have to take me an hour to train. I would train and then we'd get back late, and that's how it was going to go. And so after that conversation, my dad asks me, is this something that you really want to do? And I'm getting kind of emotional just thinking about that, because I remember when this conversation happened and I was just like, yes, 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 like no doubt, like I want this so bad, like this is everything I want. And thank God that I had parents who were willing to support me in my dreams, and we made it happen. So for those 2 years from 8th grade to my sophomore year of high school, we did it. And I went and I played. I was playing on a team that was 2 years older than me, and I was getting pushed, and it was good. It was hard transitioning from playing with boys to playing with girls, because you know, our bodies were different and it was a different type of game as well. But I'm happy that I got that experience. Fast forward, you know, we're going into the flow, everything is good, but I can just tell that this is taxing on my family, even though, you know, luckily I was able to get that scholarship and we didn't have to really worry about the big finances that come with playing club soccer in the United States. But it was just too much, and I could tell, and I prayed to God, and I was like, you know, if I'm really meant to be a professional soccer player, I know that I can make it without having this stress on my family. So I decided to take a break from playing club soccer and just focus on high school soccer and pursuing it on my own. So then I get into high school. I play all of high school and I get to my senior year and I go and I help out at this soccer camp in a neighboring community. And I'm at the soccer camp. I'm having so much fun. Like, this is something that I love, and just helping the kids and being there with them, mentoring them. And I love getting to know people as well. So I also started talking to the principal who had put this soccer camp on, and I started telling him my story, and he says, are you going to play in college? And I was like, it's my absolute dream to play in college, but I don't have any connections. I'm playing at a super small high school. I have these kind of records that can, say something for themselves. But back then, I had no idea of filming my games, of emailing coaches, of creating a resume. I had no idea because I'm the first one in my family to do this, and I just felt like I literally didn't know anything about this. So then from there, he knew my story, and I told him that that was my dream. That's what I wanted to do. And maybe 2 months later, I get a call from him, and he says, "Hey, would you want to play in a college showcase with a team in a big city over here?" And I said, "Yes, yes, I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't care what it's gonna take." And then I was really excited about the opportunity to play in front of 100 like college coaches. And so then I talked to my parents. I'm like, "Hey, this is an opportunity that I have." And they were like, "Okay, we can't take you." And I said, "Shoot, like how am I gonna get there? Like, how can I make this happen?" I was a senior in high school, and I ended up buying a bus ticket to go to the city and play in the showcase. And luckily, I had some family that lived over there, so I was able to stay with them for the weekend. But I did that, and I played, and I played very well. I was very pleased with my performance. I ended up scoring like 4 goals throughout the weekend there. And then I come back, I'm like, okay, I did my best, and now I'm gonna let God do the rest. And then I get emails from about 5 different schools here in Oregon, and I ended up committing to play Division III my first year of college. So now we're rolling into college, and I fulfilled my first dream of playing college soccer. I'm studying, I'm playing, and I have a pretty decent scholarship at this point. So I'm in my first year of college, and mind you, I'm a freshman. There's girls who are 5 years older than me, who are built, who are strong, who are athletic, who are fast. It's a totally different ball game compared to high school. It's like you're literally like leaps like of levels. It's like you're here and then you're like here. Like it's a huge gap that I honestly don't think it gets very talked about a lot, but especially since I came from such a small school and the level was not very great, it just hit me like a truck, and I was like, "Oh shoot, like this is a different demon. This is a different level here." And I was like, I need to get in shape. Like, I never had a strength coach. I never had a personal trainer. I never had any of that. All I did was I went and I played every single day, and I played and I trained by myself. Like that was my grind. It was never focused on the athletic side. And I wish I always was pretty naturally athletic, thank God, but I wish that I would have really honed in on that athleticism piece, because when it comes to college soccer in the US, like you have to be a different type of athlete to exceed in college soccer. So I found out very quickly that I needed to get into shape. And that was actually the biggest reason why I didn't get a lot of playing time my freshman year, was because I wasn't in the best shape. And there was girls who can last the whole match, and I knew that. I knew my potential. I knew that I was a great soccer player. I knew my technique was great. Like I had that confidence. But when it came to that, I struggled. And it was hard to not get that playing time that I thought in the moment I deserved. But looking back, I'm like, okay, I didn't deserve it because I wasn't at the peak fitness level that I needed to be. So then what I did was, during the off season, all I did was just fitness. And even though it sucked, because I don't know who loves to do this stuff, but I ended up actually learning how to love it. Like I was like, okay, like if this is what I really want to do, then I have to learn to love it. So that's what I did. And I came back the next season and I was actually one of the fittest players on my team. And that was just a huge confidence boost for me, because at that point I was like, okay, now I can really show who the player that I am. And then from there, I knew that I was at the Division 3 level, right? And there's a lot of stigmas between Division 2, Division 3, Division 1, NAIA, JUCO, whatever you want to call it, right? There is a lot of stigmas out there about the different levels. But I thought at that time that I had to play at a Division 1 school to make it professionally. That's just what my thought process was as like an 18-year-old girl that didn't know much about the pro soccer world like at all. But from there, I ended up actually transferring to one of the top junior colleges in the nation for women's soccer in the Sacramento area. So I took a leap of faith and I said, okay, you know, I'm paying some money to go to this D3 school and I don't want to be in debt, and I'm glad that I made that decision to get out of there. So then I went to play JUCO, and this school was top notch. Like there was like D1 players that bounced back to play, and there was players that like had been playing at top academies for their whole life. And I was just like, wow, like me from this small town, like how am I supposed to compete with these players? But then I remembered, like, no, I wouldn't be getting this opportunity if I was not ready for it. And I was ready for it. Like I was in peak shape and I knew that I was ready to learn and to compete. And so that's exactly what I did. And I ended up receiving a full ride scholarship to play at a Division 2 school in California as well. And so after that had happened, I was like, wow, like I'm one step closer to that dream of playing D1, right? So then unfortunately that school ended up shutting down because of financial reasons. And so I ended up playing my last year of college soccer at an NAIA school in Southern California. But honestly, anywhere in Southern California or California in general is going to have pretty competitive soccer, no matter the level that you're at. And I also wish that's something that I would have known when I was growing up into the soccer college world. But, you know, it all happened the way that it was supposed to. So now I'm done with college soccer, and now it's like, okay, what's next? What's next with this dream? How am I going to continue this dream? How am I going to keep it going? And so I played WPSL for a team in Orange County my summer out of college. And from there, it was another level again. It was a different demon again, because every time you move up a level, it's just like faster, stronger, quicker decision making. Those are all the things that come into play, right? And so I was surrounded by amazing, amazing players, girls from USC, UC San Diego, UC Irvine. And I was just there again, like, oh my gosh, again, like I'm just this girl from this super small town. But then again, I reminded myself I would not be getting this opportunity if I was not truly ready for it. So I pushed all of those doubts aside and I began to compete. And I put myself in this environment that made me better because everyone around me was amazing. So I was able to get up to that level too. And then from there, again, it's all about connections. It's all about connections. I'm going to stress that so much. It's all about connections. I started talking to the coaching staff and I started telling them my stories. And I noticed that one of them was a strength and conditioning coach. And I knew that I needed to get more explosive and faster. And I talked to him. I was like, hey, do you offer any sessions? Like, could we do like a private session? And he said yes. And then so I started doing private sessions with him. And he was quite literally the man that made my dream a reality. And I didn't think it was going to happen so fast, but when opportunity presents itself and when God blesses you with that, like, you have to take it. So after that season, a couple months later, he calls me and he says, "Hey, I might have a pro opportunity for you." And I was ecstatic. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, this was my oh my gosh moment." Like, this was my oh my gosh moment, because everything that I had gone through, this was the exact moment that I had been waiting for my whole entire life, and it was finally here. And I had to take a deep breath, and I said, "Where?" And he said, "In the Philippines." And he said, "Do you think you can go in the matter of a couple weeks?" And I didn't even hesitate, and I said yes. Like, this was my shot at getting into the pro league. And so what did I do? I took it. I took it and I went and I played, and now it's just like the doors are opening for so many more opportunities. And I thank God every single day for giving me the strength, the power, the will, the faith to just keep going and keep pushing no matter the challenges and adversities that were thrown at me, from coming from a super small town, from having schools closed down on me, from having all of these obstacles in my way. I persevered, and that's the most important thing. And I think that's the biggest key that I could give to any younger player who is wanting to play professional soccer, no matter if you are a boy or a girl. You need to learn how to persevere through injuries, through heartbreaks, through things not going your way. Because at the end of the day, it's all God's plan. It's all God's plan. And if you have faith and you believe in yourself that you can do it, you can. You quite literally can. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to be posting more videos that will help younger players on their journey, younger Latino players as well. I hope to continue inspiring and leaving an impact wherever I go. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.